Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Ntwaniengomane. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are great. I am fantastic. It's a sunny day in London. I just came back from a 5-kilometer run. I did my first sexy pace run today. Really excited. Great community, great girls, great friendships. And yeah, man, if you're in London and you're free on a Saturday morning and you feel like doing a young 5 kilometers, come and join us. It was my first time ever, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. So yeah, if you're new on this channel, you see my face for the first time, hello, my name is Ntwaniengomane. We do a lot of career related content on this channel. We do a bit of lifestyle in the form of vlogs and a tad bit of travel, which I haven't been doing a lot. I hope to do a bit of touring the UK sometime later in the year, but today's video is not about that. Today's video, we are talking about closing the door on yourself. How many times and how many of us have said no to ourselves before we even tried? How many of us have felt discouraged, have felt not adequate, have felt not deserving of something before we even tried to pursue said thing, right? And this lesson, I was listening to a podcast during the week. I normally listen to podcasts when I'm walking to the train in the morning. It's just a great way to like start my day. So I was listening to a podcast and somebody on the podcast was saying, don't say no to yourself. Like, don't close the door on yourself, because the world has already mastered how to say no to you. You are the person who have to say yes to yourself first. And I felt like that lesson, those words really hit home for me, because I used to be one of those people who would say, no, I'm not ready, I'm not at this level, I am not adequate, I'm not, like, I used to do everything and to say everything to discourage myself from going after or asking for things that sometimes I needed or sometimes I thought I deserved. And I get the feeling, and just speaking from my friends, people that I work with, the trainees that I work with as well, a lot of people feel like, yo, I'm not adequate. Like, we look at somebody else and we think, wow, that person has so much potential, but we don't see the potential within ourselves. And it is so sad how much potential each one of us have, if only we can say yes to ourselves before somebody else says no to us, before the world kicks us out of the door and say no to us. Last year June, right, I was on holiday with two of my friends. So we went on holiday for like 2 weeks, and then when we were booking the trip, right, when we were booking the hotels for the trip, the one other friend wasn't exactly sure if she was gonna make the date on which we were supposed to go. Her leave was being delayed and all of those things. So me and the one other friend booked the hotel for just the two of us, and then she then got her leave approved and then now needed to book a hotel for herself for the same number of days that we were going. So we were all going on the same trip, but because of the discrepancy in the booking, she was going to stay at a different hotel and we were going to stay in a different hotel shop. So we fly to the place, we get there, we get to our hotel, so we get the same cab from the airport, and we get to the hotel and we checking in at reception and everything. And then me and the friend that we booked together, we go up to the room, we check the room out. Okay, the room has a double bed and a single bed, so the room could accommodate 3 people, but at this point it was just me and my friend who were gonna use the room. So we went down and then we accompanying her to her hotel. But while we're on the way, I just thought to myself, like, why don't we just ask if you can come into the room and share the room with us? If you have to pay, you can pay, but the room is there and we've already booked the room, and the room can accommodate 3 people. And then we stood for like a good 10 minutes trying to discuss, are they gonna say no? Like, what if they say no? They're probably gonna say no because I didn't book in time. And I was just there like, well, the room already accommodates 3 people, but it's only gonna be the 2 of us occupying it. We can just pay for an additional person for the number of nights that we're gonna be there. So after a lot of deliberating, and there was deliberation because why? We were already saying no to ourselves, like, this is not possible, they're gonna say no, how can they allow this because we didn't book altogether. So we went back to reception and we asked them, and reception was like, oh yes, your room accommodates 3 people, yes, you can come in, you're probably just gonna have to pay a rate for the number of nights that you're gonna be there for one person. And even at that, it was a discounted rate because the room was already booked. So that experience, that moment, taught me a lesson that don't say no to yourself. I know it feels like a very simple thing, like it's a hotel, of course, it's not that deep, but honestly the lesson applies even in the deeper things of life. You want to pursue a career and somebody tells you you're too old. You want to start something and you're like, oh, but the market is already saturated. You're already saying no to yourself, and you have not even tried, like you have not even asked, or you have not even done the first thing. You have not taken the first step and you've already said no. You've already closed the door on yourself. Another area that I see a lot of us do this, when I was in articles, how in articles you have to rate yourself, right? It's even similar to like now when it comes to performance review time. Each of us have to rate ourselves. Like, you do your performance review and then you say whether you think you met expectations or whether you exceeded expectations, or if you did not meet expectations. So that is an assessment that you do for yourself. And I think anyone who's employed, anyway, when it comes to performance review time, you have to do that assessment to say, these were my goals for the year, this is what I've done, have I achieved the goal, have I not, how was my performance, am I not performing, am I meeting expectations on the role that I have and the responsibilities that I have, or am I exceeding expectations? I've seen way too many people, trainees, people in my level, people who have qualified, people who are higher than me as well. I see a lot of people who will have a goal. They will go through the year working, their responsibilities, meeting targets, meeting everything. And at the end of the year, somebody will say, I met expectations. And look, I have no problem with you saying you meet expectations. But I always tell my friends, like, I will never be a meet expectations. Like, I will never be a meet expectations because I will always rate myself exceeding. Like, I will always say I exceeded expectations. And not to say like I go there, do sub-minimal work, do the bare minimum, and then come on to say I'm exceeding. That's not what I'm saying. But I know in the way that I work that I will do my minimum responsibilities. I will go over and above at certain jobs to work on the weekend, to try and finish this, to try and coach that, to get involved in that project. But at the end of the year, I will not be a meet expectations. I will always rate myself as an exceed expectations, because I feel like if a manager then comes and says, look, okay, you have rated yourself exceeds, but I don't think so, they will then have to give me the reason why they don't think I'm an exceeds expectations. And in the way that I have observed how these things go, people shy away from disputing ratings. Even when you're a trainee, like, people shy away from disputing. It's a much more effort to try and fight my exceeds expectations than to just give me your own rating and your reason for it. So for me, like, I never, after that lesson, that hotel situation, I've always been like, I will never close the door on myself again. Like, I will never discourage myself from starting something, going somewhere, doing something, asking for something before I even know what the possibilities are of me asking. And Guys, after that experience, I know like it's just a hotel and everything, but after that experience, like I've always like gone for things. I mean, the worst that could happen is someone will say no. At the end of the day, you had a 50% chance of a yes, and you had a 50% chance of a no. If somebody says no, great, you don't lose anything. But if someone says yes to your request, then it's happening. Do you get it? Like, but if you say no to yourself first, like it's over. The world wouldn't even know. The next person wouldn't even know. Like the thing you're trying to pursue, the universe, the world, God, whatever you believe in would never even know. Of course, God is all knowing, but you know what I mean, right? Like you gotta put yourself out there, and you gotta stop stopping yourself to pursue certain things that you want to pursue, certain goals that you have that are just sitting there because you think you're too old, or because you think, what will other people think? That's another thing, like the spotlight effect. Oh my goodness, guys. And I feel like the spotlight effect is still a thing in my life, because I always feel like, oh, people are watching, like, you know, I can't do this, what will people say? Yo, abantu bazothini syndrome. Like that thing will hold you back. Okay, that thing will hold you back. So yeah, man, like that lesson has just been so reiterated for me during the week by just listening to that podcast and then remembering my experience on that holiday, and just thinking about how a lot of people sell themselves short, man. A lot of people, like, people, you guys have so much potential. Like, have you ever looked at somebody and you be like, yo, she could be so big, like she has or he has so much potential? And I think that's the thing, like we put people we don't know on a pedestal and we think they are better than us, but actually they are not. And that is the spotlight effect, you know, where you think somebody is better, or somebody, or like all eyes are on this person, and sometimes you feel like all eyes are on you. So what will people say? How will people react? Is this like out of character for me? I remember when I did the pole dancing class, I was really skeptical putting it on the vlog, because I thought, what will people say? Like, people know me as the person who talks about a certain type of topic, as a certain kind of professional. Like, what would people say watching me stripping down a pole? But I just thought, you know what, screw people, you know, screw them. Like, I said yes to myself to go for that experience, and I really and thoroughly enjoyed it. So I could say a lot, okay, I could say a lot, but the main takeaway from this video, guys, is don't close the door on yourself. You have so much potential, the same potential that you see in somebody that you idolize, somebody you see on Instagram, social media, whatever. You think, oh my god, they could be so much bigger. You have the same potential, okay? You just need to take the first step. You just need to start. And I know, like, a lot of people on the socials talk about just start, just start, just start, but honestly, just start, okay? Whichever way starting may be for you. Maybe it's a YouTube channel, maybe it's a podcast you want to start, maybe it's a TikTok video. You know, just do something. Just do something. Don't say no to yourself just because you think this thing might not work, just because you think somebody will say no. What will somebody think of me? Listen, people are not even looking at you like that, okay? Like, we are not even looking at you like that. Like, we are minding our own lives, we are getting along with our own lives, we have our own problems, we have our own bills to pay, and we don't care. Basically, we don't care what you do. So go out there and do it. And guys, performance review, please consider rating yourself exceeds expectations. This is how you progress. This is how they see consistency in your performance. This is how they pull up a list of people who are exceeding expectation and your name is in there. This is how, or one of the ways in which you are considered for a promotion, okay? So whether you're a trainee, whether you're qualified, even if you're out of the accounting world and you have nothing to do with accounting and you're just watching this video, whatever job you do, when it comes to performance assessment, please take that thing seriously, guys. Like, oh my goodness, like, I was in a meeting a a few months ago, a few weeks ago actually, and it was a performance review meeting, and the discussions that I had in that meeting, like, guys, like, please don't say no to yourself. Put your name up. Select exceeds expectations. I can't stress this. I can't stress this enough. If you're a trainee and you feel like, oh my god, there's a certain competency that I'm not quite sure, put it at a level 3, put it at a level 2. It is the manager's responsibility to say, I don't think you are a level 3, but don't say no to yourself. Don't say no to yourself. I'm not saying like go out there and lie. Like, if you did something and you felt like, yo, that was a really tough thing that I did, or yo, I really went over and above my job to do this thing, you are exceeding the expectations of the job. Like, that's what that rating is for. I'm so passionate about this. I could go on and on and on and on. I think you guys get the point. So I'm gonna close this video here. Comment down below and tell me what you have been saying no to yourself about. If you're willing to share, tell me what it is that you have been closing the door on yourself on. And I encourage you guys to start. Like, guys, just pick up the camera if it's YouTube. Start the business if it's a business. And a business is not even like registering go see IPC and SARS and FNB. Okay, maybe not FNB, but like bank accounts. I think FNB is the one that a lot of us uses. It's not even all of those things. A business is a sale. Sell something. Sell your service. Sell your... My battery died, but I was still saying, sell your intellectual property, guys. Like, a business is a sale. Make the first sale and you are in business. Trust me, it's not the website, it's not CIPC, it's not anything else. Business is about sale. It's about making money. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, or at least I hope at the very least you took away something from this video. Comment down below, let me know once again what you will stop saying no to yourself about, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye.